So I'll take this keepily. So in the last reading we had, Jupiter had raised his Placidum caput in summa mare. He had raised his head up into above the ocean because he heard the storm and the waters being all mixed and stuff like that. And he calls out the winds, the north and south and east and west, and he tells them to go back to Aeolus and bear the message that it's really none of his business to be doing what he's doing. And so now he's going to continue cleaning up the. Well, not really. He already cleaned up the sky. He already chased away the collected clouds and led out the sun. So now he's going to turn to the actual Trojan ships. Remember, we had those 3 ships that were bashed against the rocks, 3 ships that were pushed into the sandbar, and that one that was sort of spun around and swallowed. So he's going to sort of start doing that. All right, we're going to have our nice Virginian metaphor too as well. All right. So chemothoe, all right, it's definitely a Greek word right there, who's a water nymph, and Triton, who's another sea god, all right, not quite the same as Poseidon. So chemothoe and Triton at the same time, all right, and Triton is described as leaning or striving, all right. So these two at the same time, all right, extrude or push out these ships, right? And here navis is just navis, so our plural accusative. So they push these ships out from the cliff, all right, and the cliff that is sharp, all right. We have our ablative of separation there. And himself, meaning Poseidon, all right, lifts with his trident. It's apparently like a, I don't know, like a pry bar or a crowbar, just sort of jams one in there and looks. I don't even know what it'd be like to be in a ship with the sea god just using his trident as a crowbar, all right, and opens the big sandbars, all right, and calms the ichor, calms the ocean, and moreover, and finally, glides over the top waves or the wave tops with his smooth wheels, right? And I guess what that's supposed to really be meaning is that he lessens the intensity of the waves. So I don't have any more of those like cresting white waves anymore. So it just makes the waves smaller. And I guess you're supposed to have the idea of him rolling the wheels over them and sort of flattening them out a little bit. So I guess that's what's going on right there. And just as when often, alright, is arisen a sedition or a riot in a great people, and the unnoble, meaning not noble, crowd, meaning the rabble rousers, rage in their minds, and already, alright, torches and rocks are flying, and you're far, I guess. Boyd is actually just quoting here. Makes me want you to know that it's really not good to throw torches in a city with so many wooden buildings. So yeah, that's just to make it even worse to be throwing torches. And anger, all right, administers these arms. All right, I mean, people are so angry that they're just going to pick up, rocks or shoes, those kind of things, water bottles, all right, whatever they want to throw. Then, if by chance, alright, conspexere, and that X right there is just a horrible clue that you have syncopation right there, because you have the perfect stem, something that looks like the infinitive, so it's really just conspexerunt, alright, so our perfect plural, third person. So if perchance this rabble-rousing crowd, all right, the change from the singular to the plural here, I guess, if they perchance see some guy, Quem Virum, who is deep or heavy in piety, and moreover, because of his merit, things he's deserving, things he's done, they are silent. And with ears that are turned or erectus, it's actually Servius says this weird note where what did it actually do for erecta? Raised or pricked up. I mean, really, an ancient commentator basically says, like, how could your ears are not movable, so you can't actually prick up your ears. The only thing that could do that are things like wolves, I guess, or other animals. And so it's a very strange thing to compare. Nobody actually pricks up their ears. And this guy, and the guy they see, rules their minds with words, or calms their minds with words, and calms their breasts, or their hearts, or their passions. Thus, altogether, the crashing of the ocean falls. The clamor, the noise falls. And after words, looking out at the ocean, the genitor, just another word for deus here, carried into the open sky, turns his horse. So it's really kind of weird with the perfect here and then inflected. You really want, he turns the horse and is carried into the open sky, but whatever. And flying gives rein to a carriage that is favorable. And I guess here you just have a very strange kind of poetic license where he's really referring to the horses, not the carriage. The horses are favorable, the horses are listening, and the carriage cannot be favorable to you. I mean, it's just an object. So there you go. And so the next reading, we're going to turn back to the tired Trojans. All right, there you go.